Hello, my loves. So, I've been sitting here and I've been reflecting, and as 2021 comes to a close, um I've been feeling so grateful, like overwhelmed with gratitude, because sometimes we don't give ourselves enough time to truly sit down and reflect. Sometimes you may feel like, oh, God is not working in my life, or God is not working fast enough in my life, because you can be dwelling on all the things that didn't happen that you wish would have happened. And sometimes it can truly take away all that is happening. So this is why they say that it's so important for you to, um in order to raise your vibration, in order for you to truly see how the spirit, how the higher power works in your life, it's important for you to write down at least three things that you're grateful for. So, hence moving on, right? Because there's a bigger picture of my message as I sit here and reflect. Let me tell you the greatest victory of my 2021, the greatest lesson that I have learned. Michelle, their actions have nothing to do with you. I feel like that has been the biggest message for me, because as a sensitive soul, as like a deep thinker, I'm a deep thinker. I'm one of them people, if you say something, I might analyze it or overanalyze it, as some people may say. You think too much, you overthink. I'm a thinking woman. I'm grateful for thinking. I'm grateful for reflecting. What I have realized today, and it's been the most powerful thing, and I know that this can benefit you too. Don't get caught up on how people treat you. I've been studying, I've been researching all different types of personalities. I've been researching uh, trauma and how trauma affects people. Um, Forgiveness, when a person doesn't forgive, when a person isn't self-reflective. So like self-aware, conscious versus people who are not conscious at all, and who are not self-aware are two totally different human beings in this world. So prior to this knowledge and this wisdom that I had, I felt like attacked. I felt victimized. I felt like I wasn't good enough. Like there was something wrong with me, or even my favorite. I call this my favorite now. I've heard the word selfish. You're so selfish. And I realized that I've been selfish for choosing myself. I've been selfish for choosing myself. I've been selfish for walking away from people who did not serve my higher good. You know what I'm saying? So check this out. Plot twist. When situations are toxic, they become like a distraction and a disturbance in my life. How do you know that a situation is becoming distracting or disturbing in your life? You're not focused. You're emotionally entangled. You're always wrapped up in your mind about the situation with the person. You go over it over and again and again and again. It sucks your happiness from you. You feel depleted. Uh, with the person, they're not solution based, so you can't come to compromising it. It may make you think that, what the heck is wrong with me? And the truth is, not all humans are compromising. Not all humans are flexible. um they're not flexible. So they're fixed. There's fixed people who are just fixed. They're fixed in their ways. They're fixed. They see things one way. And then there are people who are open-minded, people who are receptive, people who are flexible, people who are adaptable. And there's people who are non-adaptable. They're inflexible. And they make you try to feel like it's you, because you refuse to stay fixed on how they expect you to show up, because it benefits them. I hope you followed me with that. You grow, and you come into this earth to grow. You're supposed to grow. You are not supposed to be the same person that you were last year. You are not supposed to be the same person you were 4 years ago, 5 years ago. You are expected to grow. You know, the more you grow, the more you elevate. It changes your perceptions. This is even how you heal. Like once you obtain knowledge and wisdom, it can be used for you to heal yourself, right? So your mind perception shifts, and this is how you overcome pain through this is like when they call it transmuting the energy, right? You see a situation, you feel victimized, you feel plagued by it. It keeps going on and replaying in your mind to the point that it starts to have you looking at your own self in a screwed perception of your own self. So once you do the research, once you start to self-reflect, once you start to pray and you start to come into full awareness of who you are, then you can take off the chains that other people have placed on you, right? Because people try to place chains on you because you refuse to be boo-boo the fool in their story, or you refuse to trauma bond with certain individuals. You know, this is where people say, oh, you think you're better now? No, I don't think I'm better now. I just feel that this situation is no longer serving me. You know, every situation is not meant to be for a lifetime, and that's what people do. They try to make you feel guilty because you don't want to be in a lifetime story with them anymore. You have changed. That person, whether it's a friendship, you know, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a lover, sometimes it can even be freaking family. You outgrow your own family members, because there's family members who are stagnant. There's family members who can be toxic. There's family members that have certain behavior traits that could be very stunting to your growth. And it doesn't support the new version that you have become. If you want to become healthier, then you can't be around certain individuals who continue to walk the same path. So as you grow, as you transition, as you heal certain aspects of yourself, God always has, that's what they always say, with every ending, there's a brand new beginning. God always supplies you with brand new people on your journey that are in alignment with the new version of who you are, right? You know what growth means? Growth means I'm detaching from a part of myself that is no longer aligned with my higher good, right? We're all born into sin. We all come from families and societies, and they program us. And once we realize, like, this behavior of minds, of this habit that I have adapted to, it's starting to stunt my growth. It's hurting me. Once we have the revelation of it and we remove it, we have to remove the people who are indulging in that behavior with us. Why? Because now it doesn't serve this new version that we're being birthed into. Yes. Sometimes it can cost you a relationship because the person who you are with, they don't have the capacity to grow with you, right? And you staying with them, what's going to happen is going to come a headbutt because it's a conflict of interest. Where I used to indulge in this with you, I no longer do that. So now you're trying to drag me back down to where I graduated from, and I'm trying to pull you up to come with me. So this is where conflict of interest. You want me to be back down on your level. You want me to use the same habits and cussing and breaking each other down, which is very toxic and unhealthy, you know? Once you start to love yourself, you start to develop a brand new language, a brand new way of self-respect. And you wouldn't talk to your own self a certain way because you love yourself. So once you go through that transition, when you start to speak to yourself in power, and you refuse to even listen to somebody who will call you less than what you truly are, now that you have these words of affirmation to empower you. So anybody else who doesn't speak to you with kindness, with love, it's going to trigger you. And it's going to be a disrespect to this new version of yourself that you leveled up from. When you do that, when you start to create boundaries to protect yourself, to protect your self respect, your self worth, your identity, when you begin to choose you, um, the people who benefited off of your lack of self worth will start to come for you. They will start to do things purposely to trigger you so you can become that version of them that they knew, so you could be back down on a level the way you used to. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Keep walking. Keep speaking greatness over your life. Don't allow other people and their perception of who they expect you to be to cloud your judgment of what you're becoming. You're unbecoming everything so that you can become more of your authentic self. That's how they say, like, raising your vibration. You're releasing all those toxic patterns that you developed over the years. Probably seeing your parents. Growing up in a cussing household, you begin to cuss people out. You begin to feel like that is the way. But then once you start to learn, this doesn't even feel good to me. And speaking to somebody that I love like that doesn't even feel right with me anymore. And then you begin to listen to your own programming, and you realize, like, when you mess up, you begin to speak to your own self like that. And you be like, no wonder I'm having self-worth issues. No wonder I'm feeling like, damn, I'm struggling to feel enough. It's because of how I'm speaking to people. I'm speaking to my own self like that. So now you switch it up, not only for them, but then you have to switch it up for your own self. So it's a reflection of you, the words that you use. It becomes your new programming. And you begin to realize that all those words that they placed on me had nothing to do with me. It was all about their own internal war. When a person is suffering inside, when a person truly needs healing, when they need wounds, they will treat you bad. And it has nothing to do with you. It is a reflection of their own self. It is a reflection of what they're dealing with on the inside. That's why they say a person can look beautiful on the outside. Don't be concerned with how the man is dressed on the outside. Don't be concerned about how the woman look on the outside. Anybody can come out with makeup and cover up all the internal ugliness. To truly see a human is to see their character, to see their heart, to listen to the words that they speak. I say this to say, choose people very wisely. Choose people who speak power over you. Choose people that choose you, but choose you for the right reason. Some people, they choose you because they might see light inside of you, and they want you, like, they want you as a blanket in their own suffering. They want you as a blanket to cover up them so they can attack you, treat you bad, and make it seem like it's always your fault. They do this. It's called projection, and they project everything, all their insecurities on you, make it seem like something is up with you, but they're doing it to hide everything that they have inside of them. People like that you can't be around. Make sure you are surrounding yourself with people who are on the same healing journey as you, so you don't have to keep explaining yourself to people who know that you are walking in a new direction. You're trying to go in a positive light. They're going to support that. Anybody who tries to slow you down, they stagnate in you, they're trying to come for you. Like, it's like spirits. Not every spirit is a great spirit. I can just say that. Not every spirit is a great spirit. Not every human has great intentions. And some people, you're like, well, why do they want to be around me? Because you're light, because they can project on you. And if they project on you, that means that they don't have to face their own self. They don't have to face their own demons. And this is why people get mad. If you leave them, they get very mad, because it's like, shit, I was codependent on you. I was used to having you to attack so I wouldn't have to deal with myself. By you leaving me, now you're leaving me to deal with my own self, my own reflection, my own mirror. And I don't like what I see. It was easier to have you next to me so I can make you my beaten bag. But now that you're gone, I have to go through this darkness by myself. And people, that reality scares people to death. This is why you'll see that in connections, you can leave somebody, you notice like, damn, how do they move on so fast? They moved on so fast because the fact that they cannot be alone. And they can't be alone because their demons are too loud. That's the voices in their head, the voices that come out and attack you and tell you craziness. How can you talk to me like that if you love me? If you see that a person is struggling to love themselves, if you see that a person is struggling to have a healthy relationship with themselves, just know that you being with them, you think you're going to make a difference in their life? Yeah, you sit down there and you believe that, because change comes from within. It's not about you, because some people may even say like, oh, well, if they love me, they would change. That has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. You truly need to know that. Their actions have nothing to do with you. It has to do with them. It's not if they loved me, they would change enough. It's if they wanted to change because they got so sick and tired of themselves, they would change themselves for them and for you. But it has to start here. It has to start with self. That's what they call it, self-love. You get so sick of your own self. Like my change started because I got sick of my own self. I got sick and tired of my own freaking victimized story. I got so sick of myself. I got sick and tired of saying it. And at the time in my life, I had like a trauma bond crew. We come together and we just like, yo, this. And one day I just got sick of it. I'm like, damn, I don't want to be in this place no more. This is not healthy. I don't want to be here. We all coming together and we all sitting down talking about all the troubles and all the struggles. How do we elevate if we all on the same frequency? So I realized that I had to make a change in me. And whoever was going to come with me and follow that change, they would have came. By the way, if you wanted to know, nobody came with me. Nobody came. And I don't regret it, because like feeling peace, Heavenly Father, feeling peace is something that I didn't get to experience for a long time, because I was stuck in pain of the past, pain of what people done, pain of regret, that I didn't know what peace was. And you know, I had to create the peace. I had to create it. I had to create my own peace. I had to take time out of my day to create peace for myself. So it's not like a prayer, oh God, please give me peace, please give me peace. Nah, I prayed, yes, but I also had to do the job of like creating time in a day for this peace to come inside of my life. I had to create a time in a day to experience this peace that I've been praying for. So I'll take my mornings now and I will go for like to a walk. I'll go in the woods, I'll go to the water, and I will sit in nature, because nature heals. Nature is very, very healing. So that was the sacrifice that I had to make if I wanted peace. You always like, and that's another thing, you're gonna hear a lot of people say, oh, I'm sick and tired, but you ain't really sick and tired until you do something about it. I got so sick and tired of saying I was sick and tired that I just had to go do something. I got sick of me saying the same stuff and not doing nothing. So I created a time in my day where I can go to the water, where I can go into nature, and I can have the peace that I truly desired. Take myself on a vacation and just soak in, be present in the vacation. You know what I'm saying? Take a time in the morning where I'm in silence, light some candles, and just be in silence. Like sometimes I even say it, like I'll just sit in my car sometimes, you know, pick my kids up from school, and I'll just stay in my car and just sit there and just in silence. I had to create peace. I started creating so much peace in my life that when things became too chaotic, my spirit no longer could take it, because I started to fill my life with so much peace, so much happiness, doing the things that I truly love, not worrying about the judgment of others. I started to do things for me that I loved, and my life started to feel more up of like joy, of peace and quiet, that if somebody comes with too much chaos, it's like my spirit starts to get annoyed and like, I don't know, my spirit just feels agitated, and I'll be like, yo, because I've learned to create the peace. But when you're used to that toxic environment and the noise, like noise is normal to you. But once you start to create more time in your world for peace, you start to realize that toxicness and chaos is not normal. So everything is about deprogramming yourself and reprogramming yourself, you know, releasing unhealthy things and finding healthier things. Where liquor used to be the outlet, like, oh, I can't take this, I need me a drink. Now the new thing is like a nice bath or a cup of tea. And that takes time. That takes time. Everything takes time. But I say this to say, you have the ability to create the change that you want to make. You don't have nothing to prove to nobody. You can't argue with a toxic person because they're fixed in their mind. They only see one thing only, and that's their truth. They don't care about yours. They're not compromising. So stand up for yourself. Do what you got to do for you. It can't be about them. And how they treat you has to do with them. Because a loving, kinding person with peace in their heart and love in their heart, they're going to extend it to you because that's what they have to offer. But a person who is troubled in their spirit, what they're going to offer you is trouble. It has nothing to do with you. Their treatment, how they treat you, is how they treat themselves. And the only thing you are is the punching bag in the way. All right? This message is to say, baby, their actions has nothing to do with you. Don't take on the energy of what somebody else does it to you and make it your identity. Your identity is your beautiful heart. Your heart is a gift. How you love is a gift. But just know who's deserving of your gift. Just know that. Like, think of a package. It's about to be Christmas. Think of a package. Your heart is a beautiful package. You know, Christmas time come and you give out gifts to people. Think of your heart as a beautiful package wrapped up. Make sure you give it to the right person, and you'll know. That's why they say, like, you'll know how they love you based on how they love themselves. They cannot love you beyond the way that they love themselves. So when you say, oh, you should change for me, they can't. How can they change for you if they can't even change for them? If they can't even change for themselves, they cannot change for you. That is an unrealistic expectation. That is so unrealistic. People change because they get tired of themselves. They get tired of being broke. They get tired of living the life that they're living, so they change. That's why it's so hard for them to change for you, because they don't want it enough. They're not hungry enough for the change. When you're hungry enough, you'll make the sacrifice to do what you got to do. So continue to choose you. All right?